Breaking news, Japan has formally declared a state of emergency in Tokyo. It goes from now through the end of the Olympics. COVID-19 cases are surging in the host country, and the Prime Minister is working on countermeasures to stop the spread of the virus and its variants. The Summer Olympics are set to begin on July 23rd. Now, the games are still expected to go on, and one former Hawkeye wrestler and Council Bluffs native is set to represent our state and America on the wrestling mat. New this morning, KCCI's Bo Bowman talks to Thomas Gilman about going for the gold.
Well, Gilman will be competing in the 57-kilogram weight class. Right now, he's training for the games in Pennsylvania with the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. He says these last few weeks, they've been tough out there. There are two other Team USA wrestlers in the room with him, David Taylor and, of course, Kyle Snyder, the former heavyweight, competing for his second gold medal in August. Winning gold at the Olympics has always been one of Gilman's dreams, but as any athlete would tell you, you can't put too much pressure on one single game or a race, or in this case, one match. But the Olympics, they're different, and it's hard for this Iowan to contain his excitement.
It is just another tournament, and you kind of got to approach it that way to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's a big deal. Let's just address the elephant in the room. It's a big deal. It's the Olympic Games. Let's be excited and just be spirited and grateful for the opportunity to do something great.
Gilman's weight class starts competition on August 4th with the gold medal match on the 5th. Scott?
Thank you, Bo. Well, an up-close and personal look at sewage. That's what you wanted to see before work this morning, right? Well, Des Moines is starting a new program this summer to stop sanitary backups before they start. That's the good news. The city is using a private company and its cameras to visually document all 1,000 miles of its sewer lines. The cameras will take pictures of any defects, and the Clean Water Program administrator says if a defect is found, the city will install a liner, and liners extend the life of the sewer pipe.
Programs like this let us better be able to understand where should we be fixing those pipes before that we have a collapse or before we have a blockage. Is it going to stop everything? No, but it lets us get ahead of some of that stuff where in the past we might not have known about it until we had either an overflow in the street or a backup into a basement of a sanitary sewer, and that's what we're trying to avoid.
Seems like a win-win. According to the administrator, this is much cheaper, and about 10% of the sewer system will be inspected this year.
Well, blood banks are not only running low on blood to give, but they're running short of employees. One woman has been donating once a month for the last 40 years to try and solve the first problem and encourages others to do the same.
Anybody who's healthy, I feel, should donate. It's free, it's giving, it's caring. What else? What would else make you feel better?
Well, Newton has donated 17 gallons so far. LifeServe Blood Center in Des Moines has a staff shortage, so that means they can't run blood drives, but they have a plan.
We're actively hiring and hoping that we can get people in the door soon. We want to grow, but we need to make sure we have the staff to grow.
So until they're able to add more employees, the blood bank plans to focus on collecting blood at its 9 donor center locations.
Emergency workers sifting through the collapse in Surfside are now labeling it a recovery mission. They say there is no chance of life at this point due to how long it's been since the first collapse. A moment of silence was held at the site after the announcement. Officials say they are now trying to prepare families for the worst. The death toll is now at 54, with 33 of those people identified. The county's mayor says at this point 200 people have been accounted for and more than 80 have not.
Well, we are tracking Tropical Storm Elsa and the damage it's leaving behind. RVs are flipped over and trees are down after a confirmed EF0 tornado mowed through a mobile home park in Kings Bay. Multiple injuries are being reported, but we don't have an exact number to share with you. Duval County in northern Florida also saw a tornado come through. The heaviest rain has been in the western parts of the area with as much as 3 inches. And in Jacksonville, at least one person is dead after a tree fell on 2 cars. A meteorologist in the area was tracking a strong cell in the area at the same time the tree fell. The road is now closed and traffic is being diverted.
6:19 on your Thursday here in Central Iowa. Glad we're not dealing with that, Jason. And I just wish our, our Jefferson Skycam looked as nice as it feels this morning.
I know, right? I mean, some people like fog. You got maybe ninjas lurking around. Who knows? It's a bit mysterious out in Jefferson right now, though. That fog trying to lift. You can kind of see the sky off in the distance there. Lamoni, though, looking a whole lot better. Just a few clouds off in the sky. It was a beautiful, beautiful sun rising this morning. So fog off to the west. Visibility at 1.25 miles for Carroll, 4 for Audubon. Perry coming in at 2.5. You get much east of Perry, though, and visibility not much of an issue. Spencer coming in at 1/4 mile. Fort Dodge coming in at 1/2 mile. Temperatures across the state a whole lot cooler to the northwest. Spencer 54, 57 for Algona. We've been holding steady at 60 in the metro for a while, with temperatures to the southeast in the mid to upper 60s. So heading throughout the day, plan on those temperatures climbing into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. Pleasant Hill coming in at 80, and we'll be cloudy, or at least have some clouds out there for much of the day. That temperature, though, back up to 76 by 5 p.m. Urbandale coming in at 79 and starting off the day at 59 at 7 a.m. Again, with patchy cloud cover for much of the day. So let's track out the cloud cover and our chances for even some stronger storms. We won't see those storms today necessarily. Perhaps a stray shower as we head into the overnight. You can see just kind of a mess of storms making their way on in. And we see the rain continue to push its way eastward. 3 p.m., a lot of us still covered with cloud cover. Look at the southwestern portion of the state, though. Those clear skies, that's going to create a whole lot of energy for storms to tap into, and you can see those firing off to the northwest. 6 p.m., that line of storms continues to grow in strength into the evening and overnight. And by 8 p.m., you can see a huge bowing line working its way to the southeast. So chances for strong to severe storms as we head Friday afternoon into Friday evening. Highest likelihood for those stronger storms, again, will be to the southwest. Still will pick up some decent rain, though, for areas to the northwest to the tune of around 1 inch in Spencer. Again, that area of focus, though, for tomorrow turns to the southwest, and there is a tornado risk to go along with that. So if we do hang on to the clouds and the rain for a longer period of time throughout the day, we'll decrease that threat. But as it stands right now, looks like we've got chances for strong storms Friday. Those dwindle on Saturday, with the highs dwindling too. 77 your high on Saturday.
Thank you, Jason. I'm still stuck on ninjas in the fog there.
Yeah, Jason's kind of weird.
I didn't hear anything after that. Anything he was saying. Anyway, what you've all been waiting for. New this morning, there's a growing hot dog feud online.
Yeah, believe it or not, people are outraged that there's almost always too many hot dogs in the packages than the buns.
Amen.
Make it make sense. Usually hot dogs come in a 10-pack, while bags of buns are usually 8. So now Heinz is petitioning all major meat producers and bakers of bread to find a solution here to the mismatch. The petition on change.org already has more than 10,000 signatures. People are mad.
Yeah, some things just don't make sense. Like the hot dog and the ratio. Yeah. Anyway, it's now 6:23 on Thursday, and this is a cool story coming up. From nursing home to treatment home.
Yeah, a building in Seymour just can't stop becoming a place people go to for help. A nonprofit organization is preparing to fill a need in southern Iowa.
And it's turning a nursing home into a resident home called Circle of Freedom. It will be in Seymour. The nonprofit helps women get past their addictions with biblical and Christian counseling. There is a lot of work to be done to get the building ready. They're expecting it to open next summer for residential treatment. The executive director says it's just as important in rural southern Iowa as it is in the big cities.
A lot of the women went home to a place that was not good for them, back to the same old place with abuse and addictions, and it was evident that they needed more intensive help.
Well, the cost to transform the building is about $500,000. A thrift store is also opening up in the building, so to help with the cost, it's opening later this summer.
Working behind the scenes, even 6 weeks later, the DCI still searching for Xavier.
Mourning one son and praying another survives, and the family's church rallying around them in support.
A bike sign is causing dispute in Madrid. Why it's telling drivers not to stop.
And it's a cool start to the day out there for us. Temperatures for many in the 50s. I'll break down when we'll warm up and who could see strong storms.